On the basis of those happy consumers, what is a good way for brands to do it? And we asked the question overtly in the survey. We go, what is the best way a brand can connect with you? And what do brands do that are huge connection turn-offs? And they vary. I think this is the bit where you probably need to call HDI, because there are quite big differences by age, as you would suspect. What's huge turn-ons for 10-year-old kids are very different to 20-year-old young adults. But if you take all three together, it makes me feel like a VIP is incredibly important, and that's driven by kids and early teens. I want to be taken seriously as a consumer. I want to be made to feel important. We live in a celebrity overdose culture. Like, sadly and insanely, the Kardashians are cool. So VIP status is attractive, and also there's this need to be considered a meaningful consumer. Be available everywhere. We work with some retail brands, and this is really, really tough because they go, well, we're interested in rolling out a teen fashion franchise. And then we poll teens, and they go, well, yeah, as long as you've got 300 stores in the beginning, then you can get bigger. So this ubiquity is obviously where the internet comes into its own. Generation Z especially have grown up with a cell phone attached to them. And everything's easily available on the Google Cast. So they expect it to be available similarly in the physical world. And if you've got a physical distribution channel, that's really a quite tough nut to crack. But they don't get this thing of you'll open 6 pilot stores, then see how it goes, and then move to 12 stores, 25 stores. It must just all be there right from the beginning. And they're huge value-driven consumers. They want cool stuff, they want quality stuff, but right from, again, the break is about mid-teens upwards, huge price sensitivity, and very interested in affordability. I don't mind saving for one large purchase. Like, I'll really nag my gran, who's insanely a domestic worker, for 1,200 Rand trainers for a year until I get them. But then I'm really worried about the cost of my quota. I'm not going to spend lots of money on my jeans. I'm going to get a not-so-cool weave. So things have to be affordable. Premium pricing really doesn't work in many categories at all. Apple, in the study, iPhone is a highly desirable item. In terms of market penetration across the country in youth, it's absolutely tiny, but it's an iconic brand where the status and the desire is hugely greater than the market share. But even there, this year, well, right from 2015, we start seeing Samsung beating iPhone in terms of appeal because they have a string of products which have the Samsung smartphone S7 kudos, but are not 12,000 or 14,000 Rand like an iPhone. Invest in my community, and this, important to note, is number 2 for young adults. Number 4 overall is young people believe in brands that believe in them. It's really, really simple, and it's getting more and more the case. And that's obviously as a marketing phenomenon. I think the huge difference between when we released this white paper with Yellowwood in October last year and now is that we've had the hashtag Must Fall campaigns, which started, of course, with Fees Must Fall. And now we've really started to see youth are starting to walk this talk, you know. They are very community-minded, they're very civic-minded, and we thought that whole tendency in them was completely dormant. They depoliticized, they demobilized, just do what you want, they'll just roll over as long as they've got a cool thing on their cell phone and a nice pair of trainers. They're not. They're very, very deeply invested in their community because they know they're integral to that. They want brands and corporates to meaningfully add to that community. And if they don't, they'll mobilize and rebel, and we've seen that this year. And be direct. I mean, don't beat about the bush. It's the 140 character generation. So